Hey, we're back with another one. This one, you know, this is a sleeper. This is a sleeper. We have a 2000 Kawasaki ZX6R. Why do I think it's a sleeper? Well, because this thing looks ugly as it gets. I mean, it is just thrashed. Like, it has been stolen and just beat on. Missing bolts, busted foot peg, frame is dented. Gas tank is just disgustingly rattle canned and looks pretty kind of beat up. Lock set punched out, handlebars bent, missing the whole front end, switch destroyed, a little bit of rash there. This foot peg is broke. I'm missing a seat. It looks bad. It looks rough. Tail light busted. But, some of this stuff is... The advantage of an older bike like this is some of this stuff is pretty cheap and reasonable to get. That's why I call this a sleeper bike. Because at the auction, people are looking at it going, that thing is just worth nothing. But at the end of the day, this bike's worth $3,500. That's what I think you could sell it for if it was looking good. What would it take to make it look good? Well, I just showed you a bunch of the things that are broken. But let's talk about what I paid for it. So I bought it for $150 out the door at the Copart auction up in Graham, Washington. Which is a couple hour drive for me. It's not horrible, not too bad. $150 out the door. I put a $30 bid on it and I won it. So with fees, it was $150. It's pretty rough. I hooked the battery up, my jump box. It does click on, it does turn over. I smelled in the gas tank, smells like turpentine. For the purposes of this video, let's just assume this thing is a runner, which I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be a runner. I mean, I guess there is that chance that the person that stole it probably or could have blown the motor up, but I mean, for the purposes of the video, let's just say they didn't. I don't know that I'm going to take the time to get it running because I can't really ride it. I don't know yet. Maybe I will. But nevertheless, so I'm into it, $150. It's worth $3,500. What could you get out of it? Like, what would it take to get it there? Well, I made a list. So fairing kit on eBay is about $400. Imagine this, beautiful fairing on it, shiny, looks good. You're gonna have to paint your tank if you're. I mean, it's amazing what sanding, rattle can, and buff job you can make a gas tank look pretty good. This one obviously you'd have to sand it down to the metal, primer it, fill in a little body work, and then rattle can it, and then cut and buff, wet sand it. It'd look good. Wouldn't take you much. But if you didn't want to do that, you could probably buy a gas tank for about $400 to $500. A clean, good-looking one. That's usually what they go for. But anyways, a fairing kit for $400, a headlight for $150, It's going to need a rear set, both left and right foot pegs. $100. That's with an aftermarket set off eBay. Not a big fan of them, but if you're just trying to make a good runner. Needs a seat. Don't have one. Needs handlebars. Looks like these are pieces of pipe. At least this one is. That one's bent. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's original. I guess it does have the bolt holes in them. But so you need handlebars. That's $80 for a set. You need a left control. $26. Place that. Need a lock set for about $200. You can get an aftermarket lock set, but I just wouldn't mess with that. I'd stick with OEM. So, what does that put you at? Well, $1,116 in parts. Guess I forgot to quote a tail light or turn signal. The tail light can't be more than 20 bucks. But anyways, 1,016. I paid 150. That's $1,166 is what you'd be into it. And if you could sell it for 3,500 bucks, pretty good profit. That's worth my time. I would do it. You know, this one, some of the unique challenges with this one is you're gonna have to take the time to clean like this stupid spray paint off the forks. You got to do something with the frame to make it look good. This, believe it or not, this is a clean title frame. Don't know how that happened. Don't know what that entailed. That's very unusual, but it is a clean title. Yeah, I think it is fixable. I think a guy could get it going and make a couple bucks. And like I said, I don't see any reason why it's not a runner unless somebody blew it up, but which that happens, but it's kind of rare. I mean, obviously was an insurance job or something. I don't know. I don't know the story. It was an insurance claim, but I don't know why it doesn't have a total title. It should. It's just weird. It's very unusual for Washington. But well, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And there's the numbers on that bike. I would fix it, flip it. Have a good one. Like and subscribe.